Hey guys, Brahmanetics here, and in this video we are going to talk about trigonometry and trigonometric ratios. So let's first discuss that what is trigonometry. So the trigonometry is the branch of mathematics dealing with the relations of the sides and angles of triangles and with the relevant functions of any angles. Moving forward, now let's discuss that what are the trigonometry ratios. There are basically three basic trigonometric ratios, which are sine, cos, and tan. And tan is derived from sine and cos. For tan, it could be also written as sine upon cos. These three trigonometric ratios have their own different formulas, like sine is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse, cos is equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tan is equal to opposite upon adjacent. So now let's discuss that what is hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So let's start with first hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is nothing but the side opposite to the 90-degree is called hypotenuse, or the bigger side is also called the hypotenuse. So in this case, this is our hypotenuse. To determine the opposite, we will going to need of an angle. So in this case, our angle is theta. So now any side opposite to the angle is called opposite, or opposite could also be written as an variable O. Now for the adjacent, any side that is meeting with the angle, that is this side, so this is called adjacent. Adjacent can be written as A. So now let's discuss that how these formulas are used. First we will gonna start with the sine formula. So the sine formula states that sine x is equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. So in order to apply the sine formula, we should be knowing the opposite, hypotenuse, and the angle. And to calculate any side or any angle, you must be knowing with other two things. Like suppose if we want to find hypotenuse, so we should be knowing the angle and the opposite. So let's do this by an example. So for suppose that we want to find hypotenuse and the opposite is 20 centimeter and the angle is 30 degree. So how we will write is like we will first write formula as it is sine x is equals to opposite upon hypotenuse. Then the next step will be that we will input the values. So it will be sine 30 is equals to O is 20 upon h. Then the sine 30 we will solve in the scientific calculators. If you will see on the right hand side at the top of the corner there will be a sine button. If you press this and then press the value of x, that is the angle, then you write this the angle, that is in this case 30. So when you write sine 30, so it will give you the answer 0.5, and 0.5 will be equal to 20 upon h. Then we will simply apply the rule of cross multiplication. The h will go this side and 0.5 will divide with 20. So it will be written as h is equals to 20 divided by 0.5. And then if we solve this, so it will be that h will be equal to 40 centimeter. So we could write over here that h is equal to 40 centimeter. So that's how we use the sine formula. So guys, now let's discuss that how we could find the angle by the sine formula. So first we will do the same step as we did in the previous. Sine x will be equal to opposite upon hypotenuse. Then we will input the values of opposite and hypotenuse, which are 20 and 40 respectively. Sine x is equals to 20 upon 40. Now we will take this sign into over here in the denominator by the cross multiplication method, which will be now be written as like x will be equal to 20 sine
Now this sign is in the denominator, so we need to take into the numerator in order to solve the equation. If we have to take this into numerator, we will change its power to -1. So we will write like this: x is equals to sine inverse 20 upon 14. That is how it will be written. Then to apply the sine inverse in the calculators, if you pressed shift with the sine button, it will give you sine inverse, and then just input these values 20 upon 14, which will be then equal to x will be equal to 30 degree. You could check in the calculators, it will give the 30 degree. So that is how we can find the angle by the sine inverse. So guys, now let's discuss that how cos formula is used in this trigonometry. So first of all, we will write the cos formula as it is, that cos x is equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse. The next we will input the values. So in this case, now we know the value of hypotenuse and we know the angle, but we don't know adjacent. So now let's find out that how we will solve this. Cos 45 is equals to adjacent, we don't know, just adjacent, and hypotenuse is 40. Now we will cross multiply this 40 with cos 45. So this will be written as A will be equal to cos 45 multiplied by 40. Now to do cos 45 in this scientific calculators, you will find cos in the side with the sign only. So it will be also on the right hand side at the top, of the side. So you can solve cos 45 from there and then just multiply by 40. So the value of adjacent will be 28.284. So now this value could be rounded off to 28.3. So it means that the adjacent was 28.3, and that's how we have solved cos for the value of side. Now in order to find the angle for the cos, you could just use the same process as we did in the sine inverse. There is nothing to change. And also remember in one thing for the cos, that the cos is only applied that when adjacent and hypotenuse and the angle is given to us. If suppose there is no adjacent given to us and we have only given with opposite and hypotenuse, so in that case we will use the sine formula. Guys, now let's discuss that how could we use tan formula in trigonometry. In order to find the angle and the sides, we will use the process same as we did in for the sine and cos. The difference is that in tan we will be using of opposite and adjacent. The tan will be only acceptable when we have given with the sides of opposite and adjacent. Like in this case, the opposite is 40 and adjacent is 50, and we have to find the angle. Angle we don't know. So how we will do is that first we will write the formula as it is for tan, that is tan x is equal to opposite upon a. Next we will input the values. So tan x will be equal to 40 upon 50. Now as we did in the sine, that we took the sine in the denominator and then powered it to -1 to make as a numerator. So in this also we will do the same. We will take the tan over here and then we will do inverse of it. So we'll write it as tan inverse 40 upon 50 brackets. So when we will press shift and tan together, so it will give us tan inverse. So then we put the values of 40 upon 50 and then we press tan inverse, so it will give us the angle 38.7 degree. So yeah, that's how we could solve sine, tan and cos in order to find the angles and the sides. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you learned something new from this video, so make sure to like it and subscribe the channel. If you want more videos on the other topics, so then let me know in the comments. I will try my best to make the videos on them. Thanks for watching.